Welcome to Non Judgmental, brought to you by Being Seen and the Prime State.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the episode of the podcast Non Judgmental, sponsored by Bean Scene and the Prime State. Welcome back, Ankita, to the episode.
Hi, Ankush. I'm so happy to be back here.
The only reason why she doesn't need an introduction because the viewers already know her.
Great. So I hope my listeners are focusing on what we discussed in our first episode. Great.
One
How are
of
you
them,
doing? How are you
I,
doing, Ankush?
I'm doing good. Today I broke the streak because I did wake up super early. It was somewhere around 5:30ish in the morning.
Wow, that's really
And
nice.
I was like, it's 5:30. I'll wake up by 6 and go. And I didn't realize when the time went to 7. But still, I was up and I finished my 5K steps that were there. It's not like I missed on the streak. I was expecting it to finish it a little early, but yeah, I was a little late. But it feels good, honestly speaking, when I have also inculcated the habit while I'm eating, no? I have my own presence of mind. It's not like many digital gadget, it's not like I've thrown them away completely. Yeah, I am active on watching something or the other. But other than that, also, I'm way much active to see what am I eating, what portion I'm eating, and how am I doing with the food.
So I'm very
So,
happy. I'm very happy, Ankush. That means that, the two goals which we had set, for yourself in terms of not using gadgets or being mindful about what you're eating and
yes,
being consistent enough for your 5K steps. I'm super happy that, you are actually doing your self assessment. So this is what we also term as self assessment, that you
right,
assess yourself that okay, jo goals humne first week mein jo set kara tha, you are
right.
adhering to that, goals. So I'm really super happy that you've been doing that self assessment and self analyzing for yourself. So great job.
Thank you. It started because of you. Episode we were also discussing about the body elements.
Yes.
So if you could enlighten us with a lot more, thoda broad way mein to help us understand what our body is made up of, because I'm sure a lot of us have seen or have the knowledge that our body is of so-called five elements and this and that, but none of us, I'm sure, we know. मतलब individually किसी को शायद पता हो, but not, I'm just generalizing it in a way that most of us might not have the knowledge about how actually it is made and what all. So I would like you to give some enlightenment on that.
Yeah, yes, Ankush. So I think yes, I it's one of my favorite topic of discussion every time, because understanding your body constitution, so which is in Ayurvedic terms we call it as body prakriti. So it's
Right.
nothing else but our body is made up of five elements, which is your air, space, fire, water, and earth. So these five elements, when two elements are combined, they form one dosha, which is your Vat, Pitta, and Kapha. All right. So these three doshas basically, so these are nothing but the energy forces that drives you physically, emotionally, and mentally. So that's how a body is made. It's made up of one of the so one doshas can be predominant in your body, and everything what you communicate, your circulation, your digestion, the way you think, the way you act, everything depends upon which dosha is predominant in your body specifically. All right. So, say for example, your Vat. So, Vat dosha, it's made up of two elements, which is your air and your space. Pitta dosha is basically your fire plus the water element, and your Kapha is your earth and the space element.
Okay. And how do they function? Like, they do help us channelize our energies physically, mentally, and emotionally. Like, they stimulate our energies. We tell a lot of times, pith ho gaya, this kind of burning that happens inside the body. Is it because of that dosha?
Yes. So it is basically that one of the doshas are predominating or overruling the other dosha, basically. So
Right.
maybe let me explain it to you a little bit more into the detail, each dosha wise. So
Hmm.
we'll first discuss the characteristics of the each dosha so that you understand what is Vat, what is Pitta, and what is. So Vat is basically, it is responsible for your movement, your communication, your circulation, and your nervous system, basically. So it is more flexible in nature. It is like you're a person like who is an enthusiastic, who is a go-getter. So that represents your Vata dosha.
Right.
Generally, Vata dosha people are like, if you talk about the physical characteristics, they are a little slimmer, leaner. They have more prominent bones. Their skin is a little drier, rougher. When it comes to hair texture, they have a little wavy texture, and they're very quick. They're very fast, that, because it's movement. So they are very, like, go-getters. They are very enthusiastic about everything, and they just want to do things faster. They
Right.
Same way, if it when you talk about the digestion, because the major vat which also rules your digestion is mostly, if you see a people who are having a lot of digestion issues specifically related, or or not passing stools at a particular time, or not passing stools at a satisfactory way, so it is governed by a vata dosha specifically. And you'll always see that these people where the vata dosha is predominant, they have a little disturbed sleep, so they would have a lot of anxiety, depression, insomnia. So all these things, they contribute, or it would represent that your vata dosha is predominant.
Right. Sorry, I just lost a track here. The first thing that you mentioned, that was the skinny texture and wavy hair. That was again for what?
Yes, that was everything related
Oh,
to vata basically. But see, now these are general characteristics. All
right.
right. Yeah, these are general characteristics. You cannot, tag a person like, in the body. One will be predominant, as I said. Okay, एक rule plus जैसे जैसे seasons change हो, lifestyle change हो, these doshas will have their plus, minuses, and predominancy in place depending upon the situations. All right.
Right.
But इट्स लाइक ऐसा बोलते हैं ना कि जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि यार इसका बेसिक नेचर ही वैसे है. सो दैट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स विल बी, देन यू कैन हैव दैट, ओके, यू कैन, दिस इज लाइक अ लिटिल सेल्फ एनालिसिस. Obviously, I would still request that if you really want to know your predominant doshas, go to a Ayurvedic practitioner where they do this nadi parikshan. You have heard about, they check your pulse and they actually let you know ki what kind of a body prakriti it is. So
Yeah.
generally what I do with my clients is I tell them ki if you really have access to nearby Ayurvedic centers where a practitioner is practicing, at least go and get your prakriti analysis done from them, so that based on that we would proceed in terms of, okay, what needs to be eaten, because there are certain foods which supports va, there are certain foods which supports pith. So all these foods, they help you to balance your doshas. And remember one thing, it's all about balancing. Life is all about balancing. The same way, body, internal body is all about balancing.
Right.
ऐसा नहीं है कि वात है तो सिर्फ वात रिलेटेड फूड्स ही खाने हैं, एंड पित्त है तो पित्त रिलेटेड फूड्स ही खाने हैं, या कफ है तो कफ रिलेटेड फूड्स ही खाने हैं. Great. So this was related to your vat prakriti, basically, like few characteristics. Now coming to your pit prakriti. Now pit is represents your transformation. It's you major responsible for your digestion and metabolism, your energy. And if you see, generally pit prakriti people are more ambitious. They are sharp, they are competitive, they are courageous, they are more practical in nature. So these are the few characteristics, nature characteristics, basically, And physical wise, you will see that they are medium frame. बहुत मोटे भी नहीं है, बहुत पतले भी नहीं है. उनका स्किन टेक्सचर थोड़ा सा डस्की पे रहता है, a little more like a brownish tone kind of a they have, and they are a little softer. Hair wise, they don't have a very dense hair, little bald, grayish है. They have a good appetite, because again I told you your pith is related to your metabolism and digestion, so the appetite is also good specifically. And when it comes to sleep, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन डोशा कौन से टाइम पे, कौन से सीजन पे प्रीडोमिनेंट है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट द स्लीप विल वेरी. इट्स नॉट दैट कि दे आर वेरी disturbed sleep or they have a very good sound sleep. They are somewhere in between specifically.
Right.
Whereas now when we speak about kapha, now kapha is basically more subtle, more patient. They are slow, they are calm, they are more thinkers specifically. And if you see their skin texture, they are more little on the whitish, tonish side, basically. and they have a very low appetite. Matlab, they will not feel too hungry a lot of times. You must have listened that बहुत लोग. So
Right.
it is one of the indication कि कफ दोषा जो है थोड़ा सा predominant है compared to your other doshas, because not feeling hungry is a clear cut sign of little bit of kapha prakriti basically.
Right.
But comparatively, if you see, people with little bit of kapha dosha are little more balanced. They sleep a lot, they are a little lazy. So all these are little characteristics to generally figure out कि, okay, what dosha would be predominant specifically.
Right. Now I have a little confusion here. Sorry to cut you off. Now I believe I am a mix of Pitta and Kapha dosha because I am a lazy. Mm, sound sleep होता है कभी नहीं होता है, like somewhere in between. I really doubt if grayish hair. I was like हाँ मैं हो सकता हूँ. And then when you told about Kapha, then I was like क्या पता शायद मैं यहाँ पे भी हो सकता हूँ. I'll get it checked today without fail. I really want to know the characteristics if they align actually with my
Yeah,
prakriti.
and yes, and Ankush, I'm very happy that So by the way, this shows that you're a very good listener, huh? By the way, so you quickly analyze. So this shows that you're also a good analyzer, by the way. So
Yeah.
take it as a compliment from me. So yes,
Thank
as you said that looking at your body frame, the characteristics which I just explained, yes, you will always be a combination of two doshas, which is, yes, you actually figured it out right, that you will be a combination of Vata and Kapha. Now again, इसमें कभी कभार लाइक जैसे विंटर सीजन आता है तो आपका एज अ नेचुरल प्रोसेस आपका वात इज अ लिटिल मोर प्रीडोमिनेंट बिकॉज आपके जैसे जैसे सीजन चेंज हो, बट all said and done, depending upon your body constitution, that's how me as a coach, we plan diet based on taking care of the seasonal preferences, your body basic prakriti, and that's how we plan diet and suggest diet and foods that will support to balance all your doshas in your body specifically.
you. Right. Just give me a second. My dad is calling me. No matter how much I do. Sorry.
No problem.
You were talking about the dosha that was dominant as per the season.
Yeah, so all these doshas are governed also by the seasons. So like in winters, your Vat dosha is a little predominant. In summers, your Pitta dosha is a little predominant, and in your rainy season, your little bit of Kapha is predominant. So we can definitely, we can talk about in detail in our next episode, because it's a very long topic, because again, the seasons are divided into 6 seasons as per Ayurveda. So each season has its own predominant doshas which they work, and what foods will support and what type of activity supports that season, or what you should be doing in that season particularly. We can definitely take it into a detailed discussion about the seasonal food related topic.
Right. And also, if you can just tell us a little more about the food type that goes along. Like, I have heard it a lot. I mean, in my home, always my mom says, achar nahi because it'll lead to pit the way. So how far is it, or does it actually happen? Because there are times when I've had curd rice without informing my mom, obviously. But I end up being very like normal. I didn't find that, it was gonna trouble me the very next day. But I don't know
So
for some reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
so again, Ankush, see, अगर आप एक ही बार खा रहे हो, so it is like once a while if you're eating, it is okay. Whenever you have a disorder, or when you start developing some disorder or a disease,
Right.
it's not that एक बार खाने से, it is the consistent cumulative eating habits and a bad lifestyle and a bad dincharya, which when you follow, it's where your dosha starts imbalancing. और जब ये imbalancing शुरू होता है, and if you still consistently eat apart or opposite to your prakriti specifically, or opposite to your nature, then you will definitely start seeing that side effects coming in later. It is not that खाने से doshas कभी imbalance नहीं होते हैं. It is always when consistency में जब आप ये कर रहे हो, imbalances food खा रहे हो, so basically as per Ayurveda, the definition of a healthy and a sound body is when you're eating as per seasons, when you're eating local, when you're eating on time, and when you're not eating a lot of incompatible foods.
Okay.
So it's a mixture of this basically, which is termed as a healthy diet. And also when your diet has a balance of 6 tastes, Now, there are six tastes which they term it as rasa. So, it's a taste. So, there are six tastes in nature, that is your bitter, pungent, astringent, sweet, sour, and your salty. So, these are the six tastes. Now, again, each dosha, when you eat a particular taste, it will either increase your dosha or it will help you to balance your dosha. So make sure that there is always a balance in your food. You are including all the six tastes if you really want to balance your doshas in your body.
I mean, I wanted you to draw a little light on incompatible food that you said. So, is it like basically the junk food that we always end up eating? Like, is that considered to be incompatible?
No. So when we say about incompatible food, is basically the nature of the food which contradicts to the other nature of the food. I'll just give you few examples. Say
Mhm.
for example, fruit with milk. They are opposite foods. So they are
Oh,
incompatible. So
right.
आजकल trending है no smoothies, your Buddha balls. So they are
Yeah.
actually incompatible food. So a milk with a fruit, except for your mango and banana, no other fruit should be mixed with your milk. An example I would give is your non vegetarian food with your milk product. So, your milk, your egg with milk, your fish with milk or dahi, all these are incompatible. So, a milk product with a lean protein or a non vegetarian protein is an incompatible.
So most of the times that there's a dish that prepare like vegetarian, and I'm sure when they cook their chicken and all, they are marinated with the curd and masala. So is that incompatible?
It is incompatible, yes. Technically, if you ask me, as per Ayurveda, it is incompatible. So again, eating too much of marinated stuff, too much of barbecue stuff, on a very regular basis is not advisable specifically.
Right. I
Again,
am on that side. Sorry. I just wanted to say that I'm on that side that I would love to have fancy diets in my, but I want somebody else to cook it for me. Like I can be on that stove and I'll be like, Acha, I have to do this, add this sauce, make it a little more tastier, better, in a healthier version. I'm not saying I'll add everything from the junk, but the worst and the boring part that I find is to cut and then, prepare and everything. I'll stand there, I'll give instructions कि अभी ये डालो, अभी वो डालो.
so again, I'll just correct your statement, your Ankush. ये एक बड़ा myth है कि healthy diet is not tasty. ठीक है? I just spoke about आपकी diet में जो six taste है वो आना चाहिए. Incompatible foods. Now
Right.
it is as simple as if you want to have a salad, you can just have a salad of vegetable and you can add a vinegar as your dressing, or you can add your tamarind water as your dressing, or lime as your dressing, depending upon what type of your body. Like for example, I'll give you my simple example. जैसे अगर the body,
Hmm.
तो lemon increases your pit because lemon increases your pit basically. So I can probably use a little vinegar for my dressing in terms of to make it a little more palatable. And instead of curd, I can just use a black pepper, or I can use an olive oil ka dressing specifically. So it will also become tasty and it is also not, I'm not eating an incompatible food on a regular basis. Same
Right.
way, say for a simple example, take an example of a smoothie. I am not combining my smoothie with my normal milk. If I have that capacity of purchasing an coconut milk or an almond milk, which is a nut based milk specifically, and
Hmm.
then you are adding one fruit with your few vegetables, then it's still okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I would still suggest, again, eating fruits with your salads, eating fruits with your meals is again not advisable. It's an incompatible option.
And this just got me back to, I guess, there was a lot of buzz around what is the best time you should eat fruits, and you should not eat your fruits in the noon or maybe post lunch. What is your take on that? Is there any particular time that is suggested ki acha bab this has to be eaten in certain time? Because most of us are not that well educated when it comes to your healthy diet, or how do we balance out our body. So everybody considers, like even me for that matter of fact, I always considered fruits to be a healthy part of a diet. Apple kha lo, char banana kha lo, it is healthy. It is not going to harm your body. But now that there is so much talk about the blood sugar spike level, so khali pet you should not eat any fruit. Empty stomach there should not be any fruit, and there's particular time, and you have to eat it like that. And I don't know, there's so much that goes around it. What is your take on that?
So, well, Ankush, I would say that, fruit, as I suggest, has to be eaten alone. So, it's not that there is a particular strict routine or a strict timing which you should be adhering to eating a fruit. I'll just give you a
Mhm.
simple example in a simple routine. Now, a fruit can be had as a pre-workout. So, you are just having your fruit specifically,
Right.
or it can be had it as a post workout, but because just a small meal, a small bite, it is not a meal. So don't combine your fruits with meals. Say for example, if your lunch time is at 12:30, you finish your fruit as a mid meal as a 10:30, so you are at least having that 2 hours of time, a gap before you're eating a meal. Or say
Right.
for example, agar aap 1 o'clock को lunch ले, 3 o'clock, 3:30 or 4 o'clock also is the best timing to have a fruit, because again, if a lot of we Indians are a lot of chai and coffee lovers. So अगर आप 3 बजे आपका चाय या कॉफी ले रहे हो, तो I think 4:30 is again a good time to have a fruit, because again 4 to 6 is something where your hunger pangs are a little bit at peaks, and a fruit really is a better option instead of taking a bhel puri or eating a pani puri on a daily basis, or a vada or a samosa. So again 4:30 or 4:30 to 5:30 is a good window to have a fruit. I would suggest avoid having fruits post 5:30, because what happens is your डाइजेशन का टाइम जो है, जो इंटेंसिटी का डाइजेशन का इंटेंसिटी रहा है, वो कम हो जाता है आफ्टर 5 as the sun starts settling down. So I would
Right.
suggest finish eating your fruit before 5:36, and again keep a gap of 1.5 hour before you have your dinner, so that it is not mixing with your meal. Mid
Right.
morning again is a good option. Pre post again it's a good option. I would like to correct you over here, Ankush, when you said that, कि empty stomach पे fruit नहीं खाना है. It is not that empty stomach पे fruit नहीं खाना है. It is the type of fruit which you choose as your empty stomach. So, like, say, for example, person who has a lot of acidity issues, who is already a pit prakriti person,
Mhm.
can actually start a day with a small banana, with 5 soaked raisins. It really works wonders. Again, somebody now who is a more of a kaf prakriti. So instead of a banana, he can or she can shift to say an apple or a pear.
Right.
So it all can depends what body prakriti you are representing, and what is your breakfast timing, what is your mid meal, what are your workout timings, what is the intensity of your workout, and depending upon what time have you had your last meal. So the diet planning goes way beyond just that, so it's more about understanding your digestive fire, it's more understanding your body, it's more understanding what is suiting you. So again,
Right.
your leafy vegetables, they all come under your bitter taste. Salty may obviously all your sausages, ketchups, they all come under your salty taste. Your normal salt also comes under your salty.
Faulty.
आपका या आपका astringent taste जो रहता है specifically, तो आपका जो थोड़े बहुत millets है, आपका cruciferous vegetables है थोड़े, they all come into little bit of your astringent taste. Same way आपके sour flavors में जो आपका curd, lemon, yogurt, kale, your citrus food, they all come little bit into your sour taste. So
Right.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be having one particular food, yeah, you should be having one particular food more. It's all about balancing. Again, make sure you're having all the 6 tastes depending upon what you're eating in your meal.
Right.
That's how you plan the diet specifically.
Right. So in short, it everything depends upon the lifestyle that we follow,
Correct.
from your waking up to your bed timing and the sleep schedule. I mean, in short, the lifestyle that we follow, be the kind of food that we intake. I mean, all of that would help us not just. I mean, honestly speaking, none of us have that knowledge, or we are not that well educated, even in our schools, that we really need to understand our own body type. I'm not saying कि ये मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए सिर्फ साइंस वालों को. Definitely, like, all the other factors would be considered for them, but at least certain basic knowledge should be inculcated in the school life, so that a person or individual actually understand their life, their body type and all these doshas that come along.
Correct. So again, a very good thing, Ankush, you've highlighted. So, I mean, I am working on the projects where we are introducing a lot of kid nutrition to the school, because interestingly, every life cycle also has your, predominant doshas which work. So as you said, कि childhood में आपका कफ dosha is predominant. Then when you come into your adulthood, which is like somewhere between the age between your 80 and say late 30s, your pitta dosha is a little more predominant, and again when you cross your 40s, your vat dosha becomes more predominant. इसलिए you must have always heard कि old age में ही लोगों को घुटने दर्द करना और आर्थराइटिस होना, कमर दर्द होना. So basically वात is nothing else but inflammation. So inflammation related जो disorders हमारे older age में हो, post 35 या late 40s या early 40s में start हो,
But
because
now,
again there's a life cycle.
sorry to cut you off again, but I was saying कि now that you can see in a 25, 26-year-old also, oh my God, मेरी पीठ में दर्द है. I literally have back pain, the lower back pain.
So again,
And also,
it is not a predominant dosha, I would say, but it is more related to your lifestyle and your posture
right,
related things, because you're inactive, you're not eating on time, you're not eating correct food, you're not eating on correct timings. So again, these are the major 4 factors जो आप हर एक चीज को रूल करेगा specifically. That's the
right,
basic. And if you do your basics right, I don't feel that, if you're exercising on time, or I would say like, so I mean, let's talk about diarrhea in this matter. So there is a diarrhea which you need to be followed. So diarrhea is nothing else but a daily routine. So like
right,
you get up at say 6 to 8 ke beech mein, you keep your breakfast time between 8 to 9. Your mid meal time should be between somewhere 10:30 to 12ish. Your lunch time should be between somewhere between 12:30 to 2:30. Try not postponing to 2:30. Your tea time, like the evening late tea time, should be between 3 to 4. Your evening late fruit, which I said, should be between 4 to 5, 4:30 to 5:30, and try to finish off your dinner if you can finish it by sunset. I think that's nothing like that, but I know it's very difficult आज के. You cannot expect कि यार तुम 6 बजे में खाना खा लो. हाँ, ये अलग बात है, मैं खत्म कर देती हूँ मेरा खाना 6 साढ़े 6 बजे and I'm done for the day. But at least try eating till o'clock, or at least 3 घंटा सोने से पहले at least try to finish off your dinner, and
right,
sleep off till 10:30 max. So even if you follow this basic routine, no, you will still see that lot of your basic complaints are getting covered. You will not have acidity, you will not have headaches, you will not have bloating issues, you will not
yeah,
have indigestion issue. Your skin, hair will automatically start having glow, or unnecessary नहीं करना पड़ेगा to take collagen supplements, to take vitamin C supplements, and
right.
eat seasonal. जितना सीजन में है उतना आप खाओगे तो उसका बेनिफिट आपको ज्यादा मिलेगा. And again, you will not have to unnecessarily spend popping for pills unnecessarily.
That's true that it is not related to the doshas dominant. I mean, but
Correct.
considering the that you spoke about the daily routine, I make sure that I can miss out on anything but not on my meals. I don't want to skip the meals, because later on, after a certain time, the moment, suppose if I was supposed to finish my lunch say by 2 o'clock, and if I didn't have my lunch and I've been working and I'm pushing my lunch by an hour or so, and by the time I go to lunch, I feel bloated because the gas is already filled in, and then there is no way that I can, actually eat something. Then I feel the entire day I'm completely bloated. I have not had anything just
Yeah, so
because, yeah,
yes, so that's basically the accumulation of the acid and the air element, because you're keeping your stomach empty. So
right.
now, interestingly, again, the day is divided into 2 cycles:
Mhm.
sun cycle and the moon cycle, which is again divided into time gaps where a certain dosha is predominant at that particular time, and you should be eating to balance that dosha at that particular time, basically. So I think
Right.
we can take this as a next episode in terms of what are these cycles, what are the timings that rule these doshas, and what you should be eating as per or what should be eating into that window of that timings. So probably we can take this as our next episode, because I think आज के लिए बहुत overwhelming हो, and lot to digest. There's a lot of confusion will be going on, but that's the reason there are coaches. That's the reason there are specialists, who would tailor a personalized, diet routine for you
Right.
specifically. And I think yes, we'll take this topic in our next episode into more detail in terms of the day timings and the doshas and what needs to be eaten at that particular timing
Right.
as per your dosha specifically.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Ankita, for being here and giving the information that is gonna, give a very good, is gonna be a highly educative information for the people that, most of them are transforming or are shifting to be on a sustainable or a healthy diet and follow a routine for themselves. I'm sure these episodes by you would help them achieve their goals straight.
I'll be more than happy because I always tell all my clients, if you're coming for a shorter goal for 3 months, 6 months, then maybe I am not the right coach to you. But yes, if
Right.
you're really looking forward to change on a longer basis and from at a cellular level, at a routine level, where you can next 10 years be fitter when it comes to when you're aging and all that specifically, then yes, then definitely I'll be the most happiest person to not only transform you but educate you. It's not going to give you too much of benefits.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Ankita.
Thank you so much, Ankush.